talking to the director about doing a trilogy, I think they know that the movie won't make enough money, and they'll be like, I'm sorry, it's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
You know, it's not gonna happen. Man, it's just we thought it was gonna do good, so we put it out during a pandemic. So I mean,
When no one's gonna go to the theaters, and it's not even a movie that people are that interested in.
Right.
And also, you know, Nate, let me tell you your social security number, just so you know. I mean, of course, no one's gonna know.
Yeah. I'm not streaming or anything, don't worry.
No,
Yeah.
definitely not.
No. Alright,
I saw the notification, Nate. All right, when were you gonna tell us?
right now, actually. Okay, I told you.
Okay, Nate.
So what is Nate right now? I didn't quite exactly hear it.
Nate is streaming.
Well, yeah, that, but like, is he? What influence is he under? I'm asking.
None.
Oh, none.
No, I'm not under the influence.
I don't know where you got that assumption, G.
Well, you were saying like, oh, Nate, I probably know more about what's going on than Nate does, and I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Am I all alone?
Maybe Nate isn't cognitively here right now.
No, he
Maybe
is.
he's okay. Well, I'm glad you know that. That makes me happy.
Let's see. Grad parties. Can I be there and be square? Hamzali writes.
Yo,
Um,
for flags and swags.
I am up north.
Where is I am up north that you just read?
No, that's where you are.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was gonna say that's what you're gonna write back.
Yeah, I have not. Any grad party people send me grad party invites, and I'm like, oh, I gotta tell them I'm not gonna be there. I'm like,
Yeah.
alright, I'll care out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sorry, Nate. You know my deal, though. I've been invited to a bunch of them, and I'm not going to any of them. So, it's
Yeah.
nothing personal, Nate.
I know that
Except
none of the
for you,
Kingsbury
I
kids are gonna
wouldn't
go
have gone.
anyway, so
I wouldn't have gone years anyway, Nate. No, but okay, at the very least,
well,
you have more people responding.
yours either.
Oh, okay, Nate. I disagree, Gary. But you know, you
Okay.
can say that if you want.
I
I
did.
went to Peters today.
Oh, Peters was today?
Yeah, Peters was today.
Oh man. I mean, obviously I wasn't gonna go, but at the very least I did tell him. It is Saturday.
Oh wow,
What's
you're
wrong?
right. Ugh.
I thought it was like Thursday or something. Oh man.
Yeah, so did I actually.
Gio,
Yeah.
have you texted Gabe? Are we trying to contact Gabe? What's the deal here? I tried to text him something. He doesn't
Gabe's
respond.
just gone now.
Yeah, this happens. This
Oh.
is like
You know,
a pretty common
sometimes
thing.
Gabe just leaves. I don't know. These guys
Gabe
have
is a
different
seasonal
relationships
guy.
that
He appears
associates
like
himself
once.
with. I think he
What'd you
likes
say?
to be ditching us for them. But I don't know.
I don't know. That's, well, no, I think that does happen, but it's like it happens. Like I think Nate's more spot on in terms of seasonal, where it's like he'll just kind of like he'll be there for like the fall. During the summer, he never really talks to us. If you've noticed,
Gabe?
it's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Now that I think about it, I don't think he's ever said anything to us during the summer.
I think you're right. I don't think he's ever done anything.
Yeah. We
I
never.
don't think Gabe's. The gang.
I'm gonna send him. Gio and I want to talk to you, son. Why did it change your name to Hip?
Me?
Uh-huh. What the heck?
I don't know.
Instead of Mama Gio.
Gab River.
No, Gab River.
Gabrielle. Yeah.
I gotta watch The Godfather 2. Right
Godfather
now. Ram it in.
3.
The Godfather Part 3, baby. Oh, man.
I'm beating
Yeah.
Insane Demon.
Right now,
Never
Nate?
mind.
I don't think so.
No, I actually died, you're right.
You remember, Thursday we watched the Uncut Gems ending?
Yeah, only the ending. We didn't watch the rest of the movie.
Well, we didn't need to.
Yeah, that's true. We just wanted to see everyone's reactions. Keegan's was.
I don't know. That is Nate. That is not what we watched Uncut Gems on Wednesday. Then we watched the ending again on Thursday night.
Oh. I must have been asleep or something.
No, you were there. I was. Nate, I was lying down right next to you.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was pretty epic.
I forgot we watched the videos when we were stargazing.
Dude, that music was terrible. I think I did think that, but you know, I didn't say it.
Yeah,
I hated it.
I don't even know what the music was.
I don't either. It was just Anna's music stinks.
It was literally just sound for me at that point. I felt like I was in a movie though.
Yeah, no, it didn't do anything. Like, it was just music, you know? It was like... I mean, music
I was in a
doesn't do
very
anything
specific
for me
mindset.
anyway.
Actually, no, I wasn't in any specific mindset at that moment in time, now that I think about it.
The music, I just remember it, like, sounded bad. That's just how it is, though, you know? That's just music. That's why I don't listen to it.
It just sounds.
It just sounds bad.
The music is bad.
Music sounds.
No, this particular music was not very good. I don't know what it was. I can't remember any of it. I just remember, like, yeah, I was like, don't judge my music. And it just started playing, and I'm like, alright.
Doesn't she have like a entire Instagram page for her music?
Yeah, or something, I don't know.
Wait, her music personally, or just music she listens to?
No, just music she listens to.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Her social media presence is getting on my nerves.
Her presence in general just just offends me.
Specifically, her social media presence, we'll say. Only because, I think she uses it so much that it's like...
As opposed to us, where we just don't post anything on Instagram at all.
I don't think... I think Instagram and social media in general is really stupid. You remember my spiel about I'm an anti-poster.
Yeah.
Why do I feel the need to say, oh my god, guys, it was so fun that we hung out at my cabin and no one else was invited? That's stupid.
You don't need to.
You don't need to, and I don't want to.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't think anyone should do it, honestly. It's
No.
Yeah, social media is dumb. I just think it's all bragging. I don't like it.
It is. It is. And it's like, a lot of the times it's fake bragging, because you know that person doesn't do that much. If they're putting a lot on social media, they don't do that much.
Yeah.
The
And
less
then
they
there's
put
me,
on
where I
social
just
media,
like post like once every blue moon.
that's what I do. Once they, like, when you don't do anything on social media, I feel like they're the, no.
Those
they're more
moments
at
are
peace
actually
with themselves.
special or something.
Yeah, I'd say more at peace, because, like, the bragging is more of, like, a way to say, look, guys, I'm doing good. My life is good. Trust me, guys. And the more you post, the more insecure it seems you are. The less you post. Like, if you just post, like, once a year, I think that's, like, perfect, because it's, like, especially in, you know, our stuff, Nate, where we obviously don't take our social media that seriously.
Yeah. No.
We come in and we just, like, post some
It's
dumb
literally
picture.
just a way to, like, originally and even now, it's just for me to catch up with friends.
Yeah, and not in...
Even though I could do that
that
on Messenger, but, you know.
That's stupid. I don't want to do that, because it's far... I don't know. Social media messaging is very straightforward. And it's very nice, easy to do. Yeah, that's why I like doing it. And especially Discord. Is that even social media? Sure, we'll call it social media.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a different kind of social media. I think Twitter is my favorite one, because it's like, it's not people bragging. It's people just spewing out garbage. And it's funnier. Yeah, I kind of like Twitter. I haven't gotten into a Twitter argument in a long time. I think that's for the better, though, because it doesn't really need to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I have a Twitter account, but I think I forgot all of my information for it.
I think Anna would really benefit from a Twitter account.
Oh yeah.
I mean, especially, I don't know what, you probably don't see as much as we do, Gio, because then she has her private story on Instagram, which she doesn't do that much on, but like Snapchat, it's like every day there's like 5 different things, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to mute the story because it's a friend of mine, like a close friend of mine, but
Right.
I do want to mute the story because I don't care.
Right.
Anyway, Gio, you remember what we were going to talk about tonight?
Yes.
My feature
I
film.
do. The feature film.
But first, let's talk about the terrible debate we had last night, because I was telling Nate about this.
I told Enzo and Hamza about that at Peter's grad party.
Uh-huh.
It was not good. I was like, it was awful. I hated every
I was
second of
telling
it.
Hamza about it. Oh my god, it was so terrible.
It was so bad. It was like we'd argue him into a corner on something because we were right, and he would just keep repeating the same first general statement, and it would just go in circles.
But what was he even saying about the movie?
Okay, so
Well,
one
he
of
was
the things
saying a couple things, which
It
is
confused
fundamentally
me. I
wrong.
know, get it, it's bad.
kinda, actually.
Kinda.
He was like, the time travel, which he kept calling time travel, even though it's not time travel, really.
Yeah, or at least not in traditional sense.
Yeah. He kept calling it time travel, whatever, doesn't matter.
Well, like, what
kept
would you
saying
call that,
it-
though?
Viewing of time.
Yeah,
it's not very easy to say, or not easy to say, it's not very natural, but I don't care.
It's not how we
So he-
humans view time.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, he kept saying that it made no sense, and like, tried to explain how it made no sense, and I don't think he ever... Yeah, he's like, well, it's not explained in the movie. Basically, his point was that because the movie didn't spell it out for him and, like, treat him like a complete idiot, the movie sucks. That's basically his point. Would you agree, Gio?
Yes.
That
He was
his
basically,
point.
he wanted a full-fledged explanation of how time travel and seeing time worked in this movie.
That's no point.
Even though that it doesn't matter. Why would
It
they?
doesn't matter.
Yes, you didn't see the movie, Gio, but now that I'm really thinking about it, like now that we boil it down to this level, that doesn't even, it wouldn't fit the movie at all.
It wouldn't.
It's like, oh, my head's hurting.
Man, my eyes really hurt right now.
No, Dave. So then he comes in and he's like, well, Luis is an evil character by, making, Ian, have a kid with her, and then the kid dies, and that's evil and manipulative. It's like, okay. I don't think it is evil. Let's say it is evil, though. That doesn't mean it's bad. I don't know what part of that means it's bad. That you have a protagonist that does an unlikable thing that makes them unlikable, and I've always stood by this. A protagonist does not need to be likable. Look at Good
Yes.
Time.
Yeah.
That guy sucks.
Like-
He's like the worst.
Good time, Uncut Gems.
Well,
Uncut
Gems,
Gems.
like there's this charisma about him that makes him likable.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, that's true. But like,
Good Time. There's literally
protagonist
the only-
doesn't have to be a good person,
Yeah.
or even a
Um,
likable one of them.
Yeah, like Luis is not likable. She's very boring. But the movie's about her becoming someone. That's kind of what I think it is, because she, the idea of the movie is that the language shapes the culture, which you can agree with or disagree with. That's what the movie's trying to promote, so that's what we go off of. And her learning this language basically makes her the person, like a real human being and a real hero. Thank you for laughing at my gag.
But
And Anyway, so then he starts talking about subjectivity versus objectivity, and let me backtrack on a thing I said, Gio. I'll say this. I do think film is more objective than we give it credit for last night. What it is the way we view film is subjective.
Right.
Now,
Well,
there
that
are
was an
certain
issue
things
because he kept saying the writing was objectively bad.
Yeah, no, I think I told him, like, I said, look, I don't know if I agree with us saying that film is completely subjective. However, I will say, even though I disagree with that, our points are still completely valid because none of your points are objective at all.
Right.
And I
Even if he did say that, he probably would just totally ignore
He'd say,
it.
no, you're wrong. No, but like that video he sent me literally just ruins his point about objectivity versus subjectivity. It's
Really?
The video's called "Art is Not Subjective," and I started watching it, and I didn't watch the whole thing because I was like, oh, I get the basic gist of this. This just ruins his point because it was like, if there is there to be one, then that is an objective flaw. As an example, they used why, like, it's basically like they used a nitpicky thing, but like it's still an objective flaw, and it's like, yeah, I guess I can't really deny that. However, it doesn't bother me. This was for Infinity War. I forgot what the exact. I don't feel like explaining it. I remember what it is. I just don't feel like explaining it. We need someone to say I need a big gun. Oh, Ronald's Den? Thank you, Gio.
Classic. I gotta do the, let me see. There it is.
Anyway, yeah, so, what was I saying? Yes, they used an example from Infinity War that was an objective flaw, but it's like such a nitpicky thing that like it really doesn't have to impact you in any way. And like it isn't, I don't see it as a flaw at all. So it didn't bother me. It's not gonna impact my score at all.
So it basically completely went against his point.
Yeah, so it said that it has to, objectively, there are in-text contradictions that can be made that are objective issues. But then you look through every single one of his points, and it's like, well, Luis is evil, that's just subjective as to whether that bothers you or not. What else? The time travel makes no sense because it's not explained. I think he interprets that as an objective flaw, but because it doesn't impact someone like me, it's not objectively bad. It just means that it's not explained, which doesn't need to be bad. That's not an objective flaw. An objective flaw would be like a character saying, I never eat dairy, and then they're eating dairy in the next scene. And like, it's not made for comedic effect, it's literally just the writers were lazy and they just had them eating dairy.
Yeah.
Like, that's an objective flaw. That's what they were talking about. They're talking about like really nitpicky things.
They're
like
just
that.
continuity errors.
Yeah, continuity errors, those are objective flaws, but it's like even then, you can't just say objectively that a continuity error is a flaw because there are certain continuity errors that are intentional.
Well, yeah.
In Seinfeld, you have this great one where he's like talking about this black and white cookie. He's eating this black and white cookie. He's like, we need to look to the cookie to solve all of our racial problems. And like anytime it cuts, like anytime there's a cut, the cookie, it changes, like the black and white reverse. So it's really interesting. Why, I don't know why they did it. It's kind of funny though. So yeah, I think that's cool. So that there's a continuity error like that. But yeah, basically, Carlos had no valid points apart from the ones I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna argue with this because I agree. Everything else he said was really stupid, I believe. and then can you remember like when we started arguing about Joker for like 2 seconds?
Yeah, and then eventually I conceded. I was like, no, you're right because of this, and this.
You didn't even need to concede though. It was just over.
That was true.
It was just like whatever. You agree, I disagree. We understand where we're coming from. And it wasn't.
It's just so frustrating with him because he's always like, I'm right no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's a very Ronald thing to say.
It is very Ronald-esque. And I remember like Millard said that about me and him, Millard and I, that we're very arrogant when it comes to our movie opinions. I agree to a certain extent, but now that I've seen Carlos, it's like, no, Carlos is far more arrogant because he literally thinks he's right.
Right.
It's like, there's not this, buffer between when I say, like, well, all these people are idiots. So, like, yeah, you're an idiot for liking The Rise of Skywalker, I'd say. Do you think I meant that seriously? I mean,
no.
To a certain extent, I do believe that you have to be stupid to like that movie, but that it's still subjective. I don't think it's objectively. There's objective. I don't know. Now, I will say this. I think that the thing that people say is the most subjective form of film, comedy, I believe, is the most objective, to be quite honest with you. Because comedy has this rhythm to it, and if the rhythm isn't right, then the joke falls flat.
I guess.
So that's why, like, Airplane, I think, is objectively funny. If the joke doesn't make you laugh because you don't like the subject matter, that's a different scenario. But the movie's comedic timing is objectively good. Yeah. I will say that. There's other objective things, but like, the way art is viewed is the subjective part of it. And the thing about that is art is always viewed, which means it is always subjective. So, that's my 2 cents right now on the Arrival debate. Yeah, like that could have been like a civilized conversation.
But no,
that's
you
why
just wanted to be right no matter what.
That's why I brought you into it, because I was like, you gotta see this. You gotta see how terrible this is. And this is
I was in disbelief.
Well,
I quite literally screamed into my pillow during multiple occasions. Like at one point I was like, I gotta go, and I left, and I was like,
yeah. That's like every day. It was every single day. I wanted to die.
that sounds so awful.
And then like we'd argue about Joe, but now he's coming in and he's saying, well, what's the point of arguing if it's all subjective? Everything we're arguing subjective. It's like, Carlos, what are you talking about? We've been arguing subjectivity this whole time. And he comes in, no, we haven't. Like, okay, Carlos. It's like one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. I'm right no matter what. Okay,
It's the truth.
okay, Ronald.
You know it.
Anyway, so yeah, that film, Next Big Thing. That's the
Yes,
deal, Nate.
That is
I'm
what we're
already
discussing.
Yes. Okay, so how do you want to start this? How do you want to start this? You want me to like just kind of go based on what I have now? Like what the ideas I have now, or just like you want to start asking questions? How do you want to do this?
You want to just start by telling me what you told, or by telling Nate what you told me last night?
I don't remember what I told you.
Okay,
remember we talked
so
about
basically you told me the basic idea, which is that
Oh yeah.
you would basically be acting as a...
Myself.
No.
It's not even. It's a somewhat exaggerated version of myself, but it's basically me. It's like that's what it's gonna be. Because I've already played myself in Abhorrence, if you remember that. Like, I think I did play myself pretty well, because you remember Abhorrence when I was just talking about Randy's film in Abhorrence? No, Randy's film is Abhorrence. You remember that film, Gio?
Yes.
And I
No.
play myself, basically. I play the character Clark. I comment on, like, why would you ever get a job in Flint?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You did a good
He
job. Too.
tells me I played myself and I did a decent job of playing myself because well, what did I just do?
You are yourself. Haha.
See, it is harder to play yourself than I think people realize because people just like are very stilted.
Because you
when they're
gotta
in front of the
play
camera and
an
they don't.
exaggerated version of yourself, right?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm playing an exaggerated version myself.
I am an exaggerated
and it's-
version myself.
Or I guess the way I see it is I'm channeling my energies into this character. I have no idea what the character's name is. Maybe Carlos Ramirez. That would be... So yeah, basically, the basic gist of it, Nate, this film is called Next Big Thing, is the working title. Which, I don't know, what do you think about that title, Gio? You're a good title rater, I think.
I really like that title.
Okay, so I'm
think
keeping it for now. That's why it's a working title still, but I kind of like it. It's got a ring to it. It actually
It does.
has not been
It kind of
used.
gives off the whole vibe of the movie. What you can't do is you can't say it until the very end, and then you need to go straight to credits.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I don't think, no. Okay, that reminds me of like a different, so Randy's friend, Ethan, had a bunch of, he wrote the script called, I think it's That's Just the Way It is what the script was called. And so Randy sent it to me, like, to kind of, go over. And I'll be honest, it was one of the worst things I've ever read. It was so horrible. It was the first draft, I think, or maybe something like that. I don't know, but it was like so bad. And I remember in the script, there's a point in which one of the characters, like, gets very close to saying that's just the way it is, but they don't say it. But it was like, at that point, just say it. Like, why are you bordering on it? Like,
Just do it.
do you think that's smart? It's not smart, it's stupid. It's stupid to say it, so you know what? Just get rid of that scene. And then, like, he changed the title in a different draft, and, like, he did the same exact thing, because I think he just liked that. So, I don't know. If Next Big Thing is ever mentioned within the script, it's gonna be, like, naturally inserted in there. It's gonna be, like, not inserted, it's just gonna be part of the dialogue. It's gonna be like, we're gonna be the next big thing.
Yes.
That, like, because that just seems like something the character would say.
Right.
Anyway, so Nate, the film is about a college student studying film with long blonde hair.
Okay.
And
I see where this is going.
there's this there's a statewide film contest, or it's not, it's statewide, but like anybody can participate in it from anywhere, but it's mostly like just a state kind of thing, that
It's based
one
in
of
the state,
his,
kind of.
yeah, it's based in Michigan, because it's Michigan.
Right.
So within the with one of his friends, or I guess acquaintances, we'll say, is another film guy, and he's a pretty talented guy. He's a talented dude. He's going into this contest. Now we have my character, who really wants to be the next big thing in terms of directing.
So is he gonna
and-
start like looking for I guess bigger? What's the word?
No, he's gonna join the contest to try and one up the other guy. He's gonna try and win it against the other guy. The whole idea of the film is he's never even gonna finish making the film that he starts.
Okay.
Because they kicked him out because they're like, you suck, get out of here. So the idea is that he's so, at a certain point, he becomes so hell-bent on trying to win the contest against this guy that he forgets the art of cinema and why he wanted to do that in the first place, even if there was even a reason for him to do it in the first place.
Okay. Like even after he gets kicked out.
Him getting kicked out is kind of when he realizes that he screwed something up there. I mean, I think everybody would realize that at some point.
I thought you were
But
going
like,
like,
yeah, so
like they kick him out, but then he'll go like, I'll show them what I can do or something.
no, he gives up at that point because,
Oh.
like, I think that just feels natural to me. It's not like if he kept going, then there wouldn't be an end, right? Like it's
Yeah.
just kind of.
Well, he would at least
He just-
finish his film that
It's
he
not that
couldn't
he-
make, and then he would lose at the end or something.
No. Well, he does lose. He gets kicked out of the group. The
Oh
thing
yeah,
is,
but
they
yeah, if he
continue.
were to finish, they wouldn't even accept it. That's right.
They continue. No, see, the contest doesn't kick them out. It's the people. It's like a mutant. They kick them out of
Oh,
making the film. It's like, so the cinematographer, I want him to be played by Randy Putt, kind of comes in and starts like almost taking over the production because he's not doing a good job at it because he just cares about, I don't know, making some like pretentious thing. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be pretentious. I don't know how. Like, I know it's gonna be bad. Whatever he's doing, he's making something bad because he's so focused on like, no, see, this is what's gonna win, and everyone's like, well, does it have to win? I mean, like, that's obviously the objective, but is this what you want to make? It's like, yeah. Okay, let's start discussing it, Gio.
Okay.
What are your thoughts, Gio? What are we thinking right now?
I'm liking it. What was I gonna say? I guess the only thing. So I guess the big climax, or not climax, but the big the big sure, we'll call it a climax of the movie is that he kind of gets kicked out of his production, right?
Yeah, that's like it's a little bit more of an abrupt ending than your traditional film ending. Like, instead of there really being this big climax, it's like, yeah, instead it's like this argument scene where he gets kicked out, and then
And is that like the end of the movie right there?
no, there's gonna be a scene or two after that where he's kind of like dealing with the aftermath of that.
Right here, the resolution.
Maybe, I don't know if they win. I don't know if you see them win or anything like without him. But there is a little bit of resolution there where he kind of and not even really comes to terms with it. He doesn't really learn anything, but at the same time, I guess the audience learns for him. Is I guess the point.
oh okay.
Okay.
Because he's not gonna change. So
Alright, he's just gonna keep doing
he
the same
messed
thing.
up. Yeah, he messed up by not changing. So they just put it's like they forced him to end some sort of character arc. Is I guess the best way I can describe it.
Right.
So
I think we could end the movie on like an oh no moment when he's just like sitting outside and he's thinking about what to do, and he goes, I got it, and then like it cuts, and that's the end of the movie.
I don't even think that. I think
No?
I think it cuts on him just sitting there. Maybe he looks up, like maybe that's like a more subtle way of doing it. But it's like I don't see him
He
jumping,
smiles at the camera.
or he says at the camera. So the lesson we learned here today, folks, is that
Don't listen to
you
Gio's
should
opinion.
we should never lose sight of what our dreams are, and always follow your dreams, and make sure that it's not for selfish reasons. We should always embrace who we are. I don't know, something like that.
just
That's
make
not
like a really
really-
powerful message, like Great Dictator.
Except it's like terrible.
Yeah.
You could do that.
The power within.
It's like so what we learned here today is it's all about family, and that's really what's so powerful about it.
Like, there's just no family in the entire
Big
movie.
Shakespearean soliloquy at the end.
Oh my god, that'd be fantastic. But like, it'd be like a Randy Puff soliloquy. So it's like, art thou really thou, or art thou really thy?
You're doing great, Randy. You're doing great.
What does any of that mean?
Are you or are you? Or are you your?
Are you you or are you?
Are you you or are you your?
That is the question. So that's, yeah, the end is, I don't know, I've been trying to think about, like, very recently where we start him off. Like, do we start him off in a place where he's into the art of film, or is he already in that downward spiral, I wonder? Because
I think he should already be in that downward
Yeah.
spiral.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because I
agree
feel like
too.
if his character was somewhere before, he can make it back there again. But if his character is just that he's already super arrogant, I think if we're gonna keep consistent at the end of the movie, we should keep it consistent at the beginning of the movie too.
Yeah, literally like a static character at that point.
Yeah.
Well, he's not. I think he gets worse as the movie goes along.
Reverse
there's
dynamic.
going
Well,
to,
maybe it's not worse. Maybe it's just that his actions get more drastic.
More
But he's still that type of person. who
More
would do-
solidified
sure,
in his ways.
sure, yeah, that's a nice way of putting it, both of you. Or
We did it,
how about,
Nate.
how about there's a dance scene at the end and everybody makes up and it's like YMCA
Oh, yeah.
or something like that. Stop!
Everyone makes
have you
up
seen
because that's how
I
it
just
actually
invoked so
works.
much painful childhood trauma.
Have you seen Saving Christmas, Gio?
I don't want to.
Because it ends in a dance sequence. I don't know why that movie of all movies.
I
ends
just
in a
keep thinking
dance
of Shark Tale and Hitch
Hitch.
and
Hitch
probably
is
some
so
random
bad.
Disney movie.
Okay, Hitch does not get enough credit for being like one of the worst movies I've ever seen. That movie is so awful. I don't know.
I know a lot of people that like that movie.
Did you say you don't know a lot of people that like it, or you do?
No, I do.
Yeah, I don't. Why? Why do people like Hitch? It's so bad. Like I haven't
Will Smith
seen
in it.
Like I see it on TV occasionally. It'll just be on. This movie is awful. There's nothing
I
good
just
about
don't
it.
understand who, not only who thought for one movie, yeah, let's have a dance scene at the end. It'll be fun, but continued to say this for at least like 10 other motion pictures that came out during this time.
Yeah.
Like why?
And
Why was this so critical? Like, was this like,
dance
focus
scenes,
group tested?
dance scenes still happen. Did you see the Emoji Movie? There was a dance scene.
Well, not at like the end of the movie. Was there?
Yes, it ended
must
in
not
a
have
dance
watched
scene.
that. I must not have watched that.
They did like the emoji pop is what it was called.
Oh my gosh.
This is real. I remember it.
Why?
'Cause
Why do they keep doing this?
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with them. So I think we should end next big thing in a dance scene. And then, so the next film, okay, what do you think about this for a title?
Okay,
Modern
so you're
Artist.
not gonna end next big thing by him saying the next big thing, rolling credits, but you are gonna end it on a dance scene.
Yes. Okay, let's just roll through some ideas right now. We're not going to talk about these other ideas as much because I want to talk about next big thing, but just because I have like titles kind of coming into my mind right now. Okay, here's an idea. And this idea I got from sitting at an assembly. It was they were doing something new for Winterfest, so like it wasn't the Winterfest assembly, but it was like the replacement for the Winterfest assembly. It was called, I don't know what it was called. It was like some charity thing. We did like, it was the charity week, and then we revealed how much money we made we raised for this organization called Kids Kicking Cancer. Very cool kind of thing going on there. And I
Did they already cancel Winterfest before they just canceled school altogether?
Yeah, no, Winterfest would have happened before school got canceled. So, Winterfest existed, but I forgot, like, they changed it so much that, like, because no one was going to it already. It was just, like, a dying thing. So, like, they tried to, like, reinvigorate interest in it by, like, it being a casual, like, party or something. And, like, I remember, I think I only found out about this after it happened. So, that's how good of a job they did doing this.
Great.
I mean, like, leadership just is the worst. Like, they have no idea what they're doing. We
I think my grade was
saw this
particularly
sign.
bad at it.
Yeah, I mean, of course it was. We saw the sign that said, "You got an in-me friend." So, like, there's no excuse for that, Gio. I don't know how anyone could be that stupid.
I will admit that our leadership class was horrendous.
I mean, our leadership class was bad, but, like, nowhere near that bad.
No,
Anyway,
I am perfectly okay with admitting that. My grade's pride does not lie in our leadership.
Anyway, so this next film, it opens with a scene very similar to this guy's speech, like this very powerful, these kids, they really need, this and something like that, it's like very powerful. And then he goes into the bathroom, and then he takes a toupee off, and then, like, he gets into this old beat-up car, takes the check, cashes the check, and then keeps all the money. He's a scammer, is what we find out within the opening scene. He's, like, tricking a school into donating money to him. And, like, he actually has an organization, and it's, like, a front for this. And, like, it's just, like, the crappiest, like, place for kids to go. I don't know, like, I think they just people just send kids there because they think, like, these people are helping them out, but they literally just sit there and do nothing. And, like, this operation has not been running for that long because this guy is not smart enough to keep this operation going. So the point is, a little earlier on in the movie, the police finally figure this out. So the rest of the movie is him kind of on the run, or like on the run figuratively and literally. And that, like, he's trying to keep the police away from him, while also, I think there will be a part where he goes on the run and, like, starts just scamming. Basically, he's a scammer. He's, like, scamming people. What do you think the film is called, Gio? I'll tell you what the working title
Untitled
right now.
Uncut Gems ripoff.
This is not Uncut Gems, though. Gio, why do you think this is Uncut Gems? This is, like, it's not even close, Gio. This guy is literally, like... Okay, Adam Sandler does scam people, but he's not, like, scamming little children.
Right.
Like, this guy's a real, just scumbag, USA. And it's also played a little more for laughs than Uncut Gems. The way I describe this main character is he's more like a used car salesman than he is, so kind of, like, he's not good at it, because, like, somehow Adam Sandler kept getting away with it for a very long time, clearly.
Right.
Like, this guy's living in, like, a crappy apartment, he's got a beat-up car, he's got a toupee, and he's, like, I don't know how old he is at this point. I haven't thought about this idea for too long, I literally just thought of it a few months ago because of this assembly. Point is, the idea I have for it is Modern Artist is the working title I have right now. Do you understand why, Gio? Do you get it? Because you don't
modern
get it.
art is all a scam.
That's part of it that I literally just thought of right now. Thanks for bringing that to me, Gio. That's actually good. I like that. So there's layers to it. No, because he's a scam artist, first of all. Modern art is a scam. Because he has bananas taped to walls. But the third thing is the thing I did not mention, actually. Later in the film, he kind of starts to, not reveal in like like slightly reveal, kind of like, for the audience to be like, maybe this is the case, that he wanted to be some sort of artist, whether it's a musical artist, I don't know, I haven't decided that yet.
Right.
that didn't work out. So now he's a scam artist.
So he turns to the dark side.
Sure, yeah.
I like it.
And I think the end of the
Or you could
film
be
I
like,
have
yeah, I
envisioned-
initially started this so I could fund all my paintings, but eventually I just liked doing it for funsies, so that's what I do now.
No, that is
As
not
you
it.
do.
He just made no money off of the art. The art was going nowhere, so he just found the scam and did the scam. And now he's not like Adam Sandler, where like Adam Sandler clearly does not care. I'm talking about Uncut Gems, obviously. And also we'll say Robert Pattinson and A Good Time. They clearly do not really care about how other people are affected by them. But this guy does care, except like it does hurt him that he does it, but like he's been doing it for so long that it's like starting to not hurt him, it's starting to like desensitized. But there's other things he'll do. I think I have an idea of he might rob someone with some other guy that he just finds, like this is a very recent thing that I thought of, and I think you'll understand why it's a very recent thing that I thought of. He robs somebody with a guy that needs some sort of help, like, financially he's not been doing well.
Right.
Now, another detail about this guy is that he's black. So he convinces this guy, and this guy's like genuinely a good guy. He wouldn't do this had this character not shown up in his life. So he convinces him to rob somebody, or rob a house, something like that, with him. So they get
Right.
away, but they eventually get caught by the police. So, of course, we have... one thing I should mention about our main character is that he's white. So the white guy says about the black guy, he's like, yeah, this guy just tried to rob me. I think he just robbed another store, something like that. So they start beating him, and
Right.
Our main character gets away. I thought that's a nice little detail, and like, it's a sick thing that he does, and I think he'll feel sick about it, but like
It demonstrates his
that-
character.
Yeah, it's the lengths he's willing to go just to get out of a situation, while on top of that, criticizing the police just for one scene, because
Yeah.
any chance you get to do that, that's pretty
You should.
fun. That scene, like, I think it's a good scene.
I agree.
Gary. So yeah, do you like the title Modern Artist? Because that's the working title for that right now.
I think it's alright. I
be
think it's
better.
a good title. I don't think it's a bad title. But I mean, I don't know. There's other titles out there.
There's other titles that haven't been taken. I mean, I have a title for a film called Inside the Painter's Mind. Does that sound pretentious? Yes, it does. But I haven't even told you about Inside the Painter's Mind. I told Nate about this. Remember Inside the Painter's Mind, Nate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to hear about that one too?
Sounds
Sure.
off.
Okay, this one's pretty far off. Like, I have a in my mind, I have like when I would, like a slate of when I do these movies. Of course, that might not happen. I'm not even expecting it to, but personally, I'd like to do these movies in this order. So within this order that I have, and like, I'm gonna try and follow it to a certain degree. Like, this film I'd never make early on in my career because it just wouldn't work. It would be a terrible idea to make this thing early on. I have to establish myself, So, Inside the Painter's Mind follows a painter, or a student painter. Is similar to the Next Big Thing, in that this guy is very pretentious, but he's pretentious to a completely different degree, where he has a fake English accent, and like he goes around talking like that, and he constantly says marvelous at like any semi like interesting thing.
This is
So-
gonna be like Knives Out, Daniel Craig level of bad accent.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
But like it's not even clear if like, I think it's even worse than Daniel Craig. Like it's not meant to be clear if this is just the way the character speaks, or if this is the character putting on a voice to try and sound more classy than he is.
That's how I felt about Daniel Craig.
And that's that.
But I mean, we've already discussed this. I just think it's funny.
Right. Well,
I
it was so obviously fake, and it kind of represented that maybe he is like a fake.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it never distracted me because I think it's just funny. So I even watched it again recently. It didn't bother me at all. Anyway, so this character is, he's on campus at a college doing his thing. Okay. Meanwhile, just a bunch of weird stuff is just going down. Like at one point, one of his professors just stands up on like a chair or a desk and like starts screaming like about something. He's got a speech or something he starts saying, and then cuts off his arm in the middle of some lecture. And everyone, it makes no sense. I have no idea what that means. The whole point of it is, it's like a criticism of finding meaning where there is no meaning. I guess, like in a way, like I'd always talked about it as like looking for meaning in art where there is no meaning in that art.
So it's like the film version of I Am the Walrus.
I mean, Gio, I'm not a music guy, so.
Well, that's basically
That
what
is
I
a
Am the
big-
Walrus was.
Okay.
John Lennon
Sure,
heard that
yeah.
his songs were being taught in English classes, so he made a song that made no sense whatsoever, and it turned out to be I Am the Walrus. So.
That was there's a line in The Big Lebowski where they're talking about something that Lennon said, and then so the dude's trying to say it, and then like Steve Buscemi's character Donnie keeps saying "I am the walrus, I am the walrus," and then like Walter's like, "No, Vladimir Lenin." You got the wrong Lenin. So, that is the extent I know of I Am the Walrus. So anyway, but I guess in a way you could also interpret finding meaning in life where there is no meaning is pointless. Because I am, like, I've talked about how I'm not religious. And I guess my point there is, what is the point of finding meaning in life? Like, finding the grand meaning in life, if I don't think there is a point. I think finding your own meaning in life is what's more important. So I guess you could interpret it as that. But basically, the way I construct the movie, I kind of want it to be something that, like, people try to interpret what a lot of it means at first and miss the point because they're interpreting, like, the professor cutting the arm off. There's going to be a reoccurring shot in which he walks through this courtyard area, and, like, every single time he walks through this courtyard, there's going to be more and more people, like, just standing around. But they're not, like, they're just looking at nothing, really. They're just kind of like standing around, and it's like a creepy image, but it doesn't mean anything. It just is. And like he'll just be like, "Oh wow, look at this, wow," something like that. And just be like, it's like he's pretending to understand it, when he doesn't even have to understand it, and
Right.
yeah. So
So he'd be like, I understand what's going on here, when in reality, like,
yeah,
nothing would
and
make
like
sense.
he would make statements such as that, like really dumb statements that just wouldn't be made in most movies because most movies are not trying to convey this level of pretentiousness
Right.
in a character. Basically, I want the lead actor to give a bad performance, but like in a way where they know they're giving a bad performance. So it's like, there's a lot of different layers to it where it's like, I don't know. It's a ways off, but I have ideas for it. I think
Very ambitious.
yeah, it would be one of those where like when you first see it, you'll hate it, and then, but the images kind of stick with you. That's the idea.
Right.
And it's like, well, I didn't like the movie. It didn't make any sense, but these images are sticking with me. And then maybe you'll see it again, and eventually you'll start to realize that you were looking in the wrong place for what the meaning of the film is.
Yes.
So yeah, it's basically the film version of I Am the Walrus.
Okay.
Looking for meaning where there is none is the idea, and I like that a lot. So I think I thought about it. I don't think there's a single film that I want to make in which a single, because I have a few ideas for horror. I don't think there's a single one where like it is just straight up horror. I think it's just like it's nothing like, not even counting Hereditary or Midsummer as straight up horror. It doesn't even horror on that. It's just like it's using horror elements to. Because do you remember when, I don't know if you were there for this conversation, but I know Gabe and I were talking about it. We were joking around about this corporation called Happios taking over a high school. And that was basically like the joke, and we were just like kind of going down this rabbit hole of like how Happios would be able to take over Oxford High School. Were you there for that conversation?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so you were not there. Basically, it was like the entire thing was a joke. It was a gag, a goof, and a laugh. But I started thinking about it, and eventually I kind of came to the conclusion that would actually make a decent movie if it doesn't take itself that seriously. So I have an idea called, the movie would be called Happios, and it would be about an advertising agency. Someone, the Happios guy, he goes to the advertising agency, like, we want you to make us a commercial. And they're like, no. He's like, that's it, I'm done. And he leaves. And then, like, they get upset with this person that wouldn't make them the commercial. And, you know, it kind of spirals out of control at that point. I don't want to reveal too much about that one, Gio. Because, you know, there's no reason to right now. Because we got to talk about next big thing. Okay, I have some ideas for scenes. Alright.
Great transition there, buddy.
Thank you, Gio. I'm running a good podcast here is what I'm doing.
Yes, you are.
Very flowy conversation.
I feel like I could do a podcast.
That'd be fun. I would definitely.
I think we should do a podcast.
I think so too.
We should do Movie Mondays on Tuesdays, the podcast.
That'd be fun. I'm pretty sure that the Down the Rabbit Hole podcast already exists.
There's a lot of those, definitely. So I think we should just use the name we've already created for ourselves.
Yep.
And, you know, we'd be going down the rabbit hole of just crap. Because I think if we were to do a podcast, it would not be straightforward. Like, we wouldn't have a plan. Like, there would be certain points, like, we'd probably say, okay, we can't go over 2 hours.
Right.
So, like, maybe we just, like, end it at 2 hours every time. Or, like, when we're getting close to 2 hours. No.
End up making an 11-hour podcast.
Yeah. I don't want an 11-hour podcast. That is ridiculous. That is pathetic. Is it more pathetic to watch it or to make it?
Probably to watch it.
I mean, like,
That's like the same
did say
question
he
as, like,
didn't.
who's dumber, the person who did it or the person who followed?
Yeah, it is. But, like, I think it's even more confusing because, like, those guys, they seem pretty stupid. Like, they didn't like Joker, or no, they did like Joker, so then they started attacking reviews that didn't like Joker. Like Ralph the Movie Makers. It's like, why? Well, you're making 11 hours of this? So, yeah. Maybe it would be an interesting that'd be an interesting idea to explore in next big thing, like a movie related podcast. I think that, you know, like maybe the character does have a movie podcast. I don't know. I think there has to be a scene where there's a big argument about a movie. Like, that can't not happen, right? Like, and it has to be like the argument we had, where it's just so
Oh, no, that has to
mind-numbing
happen.
and stupid. Like, it has to be like just the dumbest
Like
crap. And I don't.
so actually stupid that you're just. It can't be like as complicated as ours was. It
Yeah.
has to be simple, but it has to be absolutely ridiculous.
Uh-huh. Maybe that's the opening scene. Because I'm trying to think of what the opening scene would be. Maybe that's it.
Right.
It's like, maybe they're doing a podcast and we start up and we see them arguing about a movie and it's just them getting really angry about it because they're not getting anywhere in this conversation. And I think that would really set up, like, because one of the things I kind of want to explore is, like, the student film landscape of, like, this group of people that wants to go into filmmaking. I feel like this is, like, that world is not explored at all in film.
Right.
But, like, everybody that is in film kind of goes through it. Like,
Right.
It just happens. Whether you go to film school or not, you're going to understand this to a certain degree. And I think it'd be very interesting to explore that in a film. So that's, that was like one of the main intentions. With that. So I think we started off with that argument.
Just absolutely
And then-
ridiculous argument.
Yeah. Because I have like this vision in my mind of someone like against a wall and they're like pounding the wall and they're like, oh my god. And like, I don't know, like, would Carlos be the one, or the Carlos character, would he be the one making the argument, or would it be my character? Because I think if I'm gonna base it on me, I wouldn't be making that argument. But it's a character, and I don't know if that character
Well, when we were
would.
talking last night, you were saying that you would act more like a Carlos character.
That is, I don't know if I did say that, it was at 3:30 in the morning.
That
So
is true.
I don't know if you can really trust what I said last night.
Okay.
I think I think if I did say that, I meant more like Carlos is somewhat of an inspiration in terms of this arrogance, this like objective, I am right, you are wrong.
Okay.
So, but like, I think that can go for either side. Like, you can still have a Carlos character on the other side. I don't know if, because, see, the thing is, like, I'm trying to think. I don't think a Carlos type character isn't someone who would go into filmmaking. That's kind of where I'm landing on it. Like,
really?
It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, because Carlos isn't going into filmmaking. And I just don't see him. I never saw him doing it. He just seems like someone who watches movies because they're easy to consume.
Right.
It's like books. Books are you gotta read. So
We were telling him that yesterday, Nate. We were like, dude, if you really want this much detail, read a book.
and he's like, why would I do that?
Why would I do that?
That's
like-
me though. Read a
Yeah, but like,
book.
you don't sit there and complain about the.
But
dumbest
you're not
crap in a
complaining
movie.
about every little nitpick you can about Arrival.
Right.
Yeah. You are just sitting there watching the movie, saying, "This is cool."
Yeah, it's not like you can
That's-
pack that much into a movie that you kind of book, to be honest.
Well, I think you can. I think that.
That's what I'm saying.
I do believe you can. You can.
Oh no.
The movie just has to be really long,
Well, yeah, but like books
and I think
generally take a lot longer to get through than movies do.
But no, that doesn't mean like a few seconds of action in a book takes possibly an entire page. Where in a movie it
Wait,
literally
what?
takes a few seconds of action.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
Yeah,
So-
I know what you're getting.
I think books take a lot longer to get through, but it's the same amount of story. It's just a movie, because it's visual, you can get through it very quickly.
Yeah,
You-
like
you don't have to
more
go
books,
through
you
as
can put a
much
lot more
space.
detail into it kind
Yeah,
of,
because you have to. You're forced to
Or at
put
least-
more detail.
or at
into
least
it.
or at least detail that the reader can actually pick up on that they wouldn't necessarily
Yeah.
pick up on in the movie.
In school, I read an article about that. It's like people are making all these books that they're planning to turn into movies, and so they're just writing really crappy books that could literally just be movies. So it's like, what's
Really?
the point of making the book?
Yeah, that is stupid. Maybe because Kubrick did it. I think Kubrick kind of like 2001. He was working on. There was a book and a movie. I think they're both being developed at the same exact time. So, like that's similar. I guess they're just trying to like capitalize on Kubrick. That's really all. Not capitalize, but like basically trying to rip Kubrick. Kubrick capitalizes is what they're called. Did you see Carson Runquist's video on Kubrick, Gio?
I haven't, only because I haven't really seen many Kubrick movies.
So, I got Doctor Strangelove for my birthday, and
Oh, you
it
did?
was the European version, so I couldn't watch it. So we sent it back, and I'm getting a different one. I know. I'll be getting that. I've seen how many? I've seen Barry Lyndon, The Shining, obviously. 2001, Clockwork Orange, Full Metal Jacket, and Fear and Desire, which I don't know if that's his least like well-known movie. It's his first one, and it's easily his worst because I think it's awful. It's really bad. I think the shot composition is like the shot composition is semi-interesting. It's only an hour, and it's like the only movie you can actually find on any like streaming services. I find weird, but whatever. If you want to watch Fear and Desire, go ahead. It's only an hour long. Yeah. How many of you seen? Have you seen like any Kubricks?
I saw 2001.
What did you, 2001, I feel like I need to rewatch because, like, when I first saw it, I got, like, very tired, but I had to, like, take a break from it and then pick it up the next night, and,
Right. 2001 is very slow paced until it isn't.
yeah. But even then, it's still slow. It's like, and it's slow isn't an issue. Like, I don't think me falling asleep was because the movie was boring. I think it's just the way the movie is. It's very relaxing in a way.
Right.
Like, I don't know. It's very weird. I need to watch it again.
It's a very bizarre movie.
It is. Like, I did not expect it to be as weird as it was. I was like, oh, there's monkeys, and then, like, they find the shape on the moon. Then, like, then it just becomes a normal movie for, like, 45 minutes. And then, like, we just see colors for 10 minutes. Like, literally just 10 minutes of colors. Do you remember that scene, Gio?
Yep.
Like,
I love that scene.
He's on the ship and he's shaking, and it's just 10 minutes. It's a pretty cool scene. Who's that? Who's there?
Is that gas station Gil?
What? Gas station Gio.
And is that the Worldwide War?
Who is?
And
He's doing some epic shit right now.
and Nate.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What are you doing here?
I saw Gio today. Gio and I
I saw
played
you.
badminton.
We did. I think we killed it.
We killed it. We're definitely a first half team.
Yeah, I wish
What?
I was there. But
You were invited, Luke.
I was. I was invited. But about 3.5 hours away, so it wasn't really gonna work out.
Well, maybe if you took the train.
I didn't even think about that.
Master Hackmeister.
How long did you stay at the party until?
What?
How long were you at the grad party?
I left before you.
Oh yeah.
Mystery
Oh,
sauce.
man. Oh,
Yeah, and then I came back and it was just Lance and Peter, and I helped clean up, and then I left.
Oh, you came back?
Yes.
Good, great.
Oh yeah, John. Right now we're doing another film club meeting right now on Twilight New Moon. So what do you think it's Twilight New Moon?
I'm quitting the film. I'm quitting the movie.
Okay. This is.
I think we know
Nate
his.
Nate was there for this.
Wait, what was
At
I there
some
for?
point. Yeah, I haven't gotten to that, Nate. But you'll know what you were there for.
Okay.
It was Thursday last week.
Oh.
I'm talking to Anna Basouls. You know Anna. She's part of the film club. And she starts referring to it as the Film Society. The Marusian Film Society or something like that. Which, like, if you remember, that's what we used to, during our, like, official locking in, that's what we would use.
Yeah.
But it wasn't called the Film Society, it was just, like, a gag. And so, like, she starts, like, getting into an argument with me, and she's like, yeah, it's called the Film Society! I'm like, what are you talking about? No, it's not. And, like, she got into a very heated argument out of nowhere because of this. And, yeah, Nate was there, he remembers this.
I understand. I get it.
Anyway, Nate has not been logging any movies on Letterboxd or checking Letterboxd, I guarantee it. Lock it in.
I'm telling.
Yeah, you better.
Tattletale.
Gio, do-
Tattletale.
Gio, have you been checking Letterboxd?
I haven't been checking Letterboxd. I haven't been watching any movies though, so.
But Gio, you gotta
neither.
be checking Letterboxd. You gotta be checking it. You know I'm
Gio.
always
I check it.
logging
I check it every once in a while.
Gio,
Yeah, I check it.
Gio,
Yes.
can I have permission to send something in general of Ronald Stent?
Yes.
You own the server, Gio, so.
Yes. Wait.
But
How
you
do
can't. You cannot give. Just give him permission to send something.
Just
Okay.
yeah, just give me something temporary, then take it away. Don't like give it to everybody. I'm just gonna put one message.
I have?
I gotta-
Here.
I
I have
gotta
no idea how this is gonna work.
I gotta think about the message.
Okay, you know what? I can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, just
I got it.
hold on, I have to think. I have to brainstorm the message I need to send.
Wait a minute. Oh,
Okay. I have it mentally prepared.
Okay. I'm excited. I'm ready to see this. I'm ready to go off.
Okay. Where's send messages? There you go. Okay. You should be able to send a message.
Oh shoot.
This better be good, cause did you know that Ronald loves the word asshole?
Okay, take it away. Why is my name Wax? What did I do?
Alright, we're leaving that there.
I like
we're not
it.
doing anything to that.
We're not.
Nope. It's sticking around.
Well, like I can respond to it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you like that image that we sent or I sent in there of that guy who says, "Let's see what the
Democrats do."
today." It's like, dog.
I don't even know what to say, just because I've never viewed Ronald as someone who is like totally, like, what's the word? Not patriotic. Political. I've never seen Ron as someone political. I think he just likes the fact that, like, I think he just kind of has a like, the reason that we've seen Ronald quote Donald Trump is because Trump is, or at least was at one point, like, kind of an oddball. He was like, he's a narcissist, so he kind of shares that same vibe. But I don't think Ronald is overtly political.
Okay. I like the analysis of this character that was like just in worldwide red.
You can't just make a world like this and then just leave it.
No,
You have to do something else with it.
I have been thinking about a Worldwide Red sequel, a possibility of a Worldwide Red sequel. But I also don't know, do we want to, do we really want
Wasn't the first one like just a trailer?
No.
No, that was the movie.
Okay, I go to bed now.
This world has been turned upside down.
By the Worldwide Red.
There was a beginning, middle, and end to that. I don't know. That was the trailer.
Okay, wait a minute. So the beginning is, let's look at the hero's journey through the Worldwide Red. We have the status quo. Ronald is lecturing Gene. Then the call to adventure, we have the Worldwide Red appears. I don't remember the rest. Is that? I mean, I don't remember the rest
The
of the
hero's
film.
call, the adventure, the climax, the return home.
Yeah, there's more to it, but I guess we can go based on that. Sure.
It's good enough.
Okay, so the adventure, they have to escape the Worldwide Wretch. The climax, the Worldwide Wretch kills everybody. And the return home, and Master Hackmeister does a lecture on the Worldwide Wretch. To nobody. That's my favorite part about the lecture, or the monologue at the end, because it's literally to no one, except for him. But yeah, I thought about a Worldwide Red sequel. However, I don't want to direct it. Actually, okay, Nate and I did talk about like 75 different Worldwide Red movies. That is not a joke. Because the only reason I want to do a Worldwide Red sequel is so we can do a third Worldwide Red. Now let me send you the title of what I want the third Worldwide Red to be called.
Should just send them all
Alright.
the titles.
I could, but I just want to send them the Worldwide Red 3 first. Because I think this is the dumbest title anyone's ever come up with. Alright, Gio. Check your DMs.
If you dare. I can't tell if he's crying or laughing or both.
Or dying. Just so we can have a film titled That, however you pronounce that. Yeah. Do you understand why we need to do at least 3 Worldwide Wretches now?
I think he's getting it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I mean, could you imagine us actually releasing a film
3-year-old,
titled...
3-eyed, 3-eyed.
No, it's 3-year-old, 3-eyed,
Thresh.
3 wretch. 3 wretch.
This is
But,
the
like,
worst.
And like, what's the official way of actually pronouncing that? Is it Worldwide Wretch 3? Is it just
Yeah,
Worldwide Wretch?
just Worldwide Wretch 3.
That's the official way to pronounce that.
Yes.
No.
Well, it's either Worldwide Wretch 3 or Worldwide Wretch 333.
I don't don't know. I don't know.
I think Worldwide Rush 3 just sounds a lot dumber.
For that.
Yeah, and thus I think we should go with it.
So, okay, are we actually gonna make a Worldwide Wretch 2 just so we can
Well,
make
we
a-
have to now.
We have to.
Well, the thing is, with the last movie, we basically killed off the entire human population.
Yes.
How do we retcon that?
Wait, so wouldn't it literally just be Master Hackmeister?
We've written ourselves into a corner.
Okay, here's an idea for a title. Here's an idea for a title. Okay, I sent this one to Nate.
Hello?
Is this thing on?
Well,
Is anyone there?
Oh yeah, wait a minute. Okay. It's just taking a second. This one would bother Gabe more than I think it'd bother you. But I know Gabe has talked about this, which is why I came up with this title.
Master Hackmeister returns. Worldwide Wretch 2.
the
See,
Hackmeister.
Worldwide Wretch 2 is the subtitle of, and that's what would bother Gabe. That the official title is the subtitle. It's
No,
like, what's the...
we need to go with that. That needs to happen then.
Yeah.
I think it's perfectly stupid. Except, one thing. Did Master Hackmeister ever necessarily go away?
No.
So we are aware of this.
Yes.
Okay. Then that's okay.
Do you wanna direct this film, Gio? Do you want this to be your official directing credit?
You know what? Sure, why not? While I'm working on Jack Jackson, right?
Yeah, this is like a side project.
Yeah, like a
Worldwide
side
Wretch
project.
2.
Something to get the creative juices flowing
Yeah.
for
So
my
you
next
just-
large project.
I feel like this one we should like actually have a script for it, and like
Yeah.
I don't even know if this should be like a screenlight film. I think it should just be like me running around, like oh we gotta hunt the wretch, or something like that.
Right.
So
Or maybe
this is
I don't know,
cool.
I'm thinking what ideas for Master Hackmeister Returns Worldwide Wretch 2. And I'm gonna try to say the full name for as much as I possibly can.
So Master Hackmeister Returns Worldwide Wretch 2 follows the story of Master Hackmeister. After the Worldwide Wretch has destroyed the entire human population, he must get revenge on the Worldwide Wretch. So within Master Hackmeister Returns Worldwide Wretch 2, we see the Worldwide Wretch showing up on computer screens and things of that nature. And Master Hackmeister is just like running around the house like, there's the wretch!
Okay, so just so we know, the official acronym for this movie is MHMR:WWW2.
It seems to be. Oh my god. See, I feel like we could film this when you come up, because you're coming up here.
Yeah. God, what would this be? Master Hackmeister Returns. So I'd be directing this. So
Yes. And also, let me just make sure this is clear. You can basically completely ignore the title. Apart from Master Hackmeister being like the main character, you can basically just completely ignore like what the title has to say about anything. And also ignore the fact that there will be a third film. Like, you don't even have to acknowledge any of this. It just make the thing.
this is basically the Super Mario Brothers 2 of films, where you need the 2
No.
to get to 3.
No, because then we're gonna get the world ride the wretch. Could you imagine us like untitled worldwide wretch film reveal, and it's like we have our third-year-old.
Three-eyed, three-wretch.
I feel like what we could do is like in the trailer, like it Worldwide Wretch comes on screen, and then like all the W's shift, like they turn around and they become 3. And oh no, that'd be so bad, but I love it.
Coming to a theater near you. This is ridiculous. Okay, I need to think. Worldwide Wretch 2. Electric Boogaloo. What are we gonna do? Okay,
What?
so Master Hackmeister is the main character.
Yes, we know that. Here, I'm gonna mute myself really quickly. I'll be back. I just want to fill my water bottle.
Okay.
But I'll still be able to hear it, gang. So you can say anything. I just won't be responding.
Okay.
Okay, now that he obviously can't hear us,
Right.
conspire against. Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
I was just finishing my 2 liter of root beer.
Ah, yes. So Nate, what are your ideas? What are you doing right now? Like you're streaming?
Yeah, I'm just streaming Geometry Dash.
Oh, cool. Like on
Yeah.
Twitch?
No, just YouTube.
Oh. I've been thinking about getting a Twitch channel, but I've also been hearing that Twitch is absolute garbage.
Really?
So, yeah.
I've heard it's a
Well,
lot better for streaming on YouTube, although it's like primarily a streaming platform, so I guess it makes sense.
Right. Well, just because I heard Twitch's, like, if you think YouTube's rules are bad, I've heard Twitch's rules are, like, totally inconsistent and, like, just don't exist, and they basically just kick off whatever they feel like.
Oh boy.
Well, that happens,
So-
you know? It's a thing that happens. I've seen it. But that has nothing to do with Worldwide Wretch, Gio.
Okay.
That's fair.
I don't understand how you heard us. I mean, you were muted. You couldn't hear us.
You were
Yeah, I
muted
knew you
and
guys
deaf.
were conspiring against me the whole time.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Because guess what?
That's
I'm
not-
Master Hackmeister.
Master Hackmeister
Oh
is the
no,
main character.
it's him.
So, at first I thought we should show Master Hackmeister, like, actually hacking and doing something. And then I thought, how about let's not do that? In fact, I'm making a point that he never actually hacks anything.
Maybe he doesn't even touch a computer.
Maybe.
Watch him struggle to put in his password.
Or if he's got like someone else like figuring out how the computer works for him.
Well, okay, who else would? Because if we're gonna, I don't know, where are we gonna film this? Like, where and when would we do this?
Well, you said we'd have to film it up at your cabin.
Okay, so then who else would be able to, you know, play that character? Of like figuring out who's got the thing going. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
So
I guess that's right.
it
So
literally
it's
might
basically
happen.
like a one-man cast, basically.
Oh yeah, but then like we'll have Nate send in some footage of him as the wretch or something like that, and we'll just play
Right.
that. And like I'll be interacting with footage of Nate. Is what I'll be doing. I don't know if we want to get this like ready for Halloween or something, and then like every year, every Halloween, there's a new Worldwide Wretch.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So do you want to keep this on the computer, or do you want to like have this be a separate thing?
This can be a separate thing. It really can go in any direction you want it to.
Okay. This can go basically in any direction. All right.
Like, okay, here's the deal. We have the titles for all of these films. We have 74 titles other than Worldwide Wretch. We have 74 titles planned out. The titles probably won't change.
We're working on another 25.
We will get another 25 out at the point. So yeah, the titles won't change, but like the stories for those titles literally don't matter. The titles are just a gag.
The titles are the most important part.
Like let me send you what one of our ideas for a title is. Like I think this is 7 films in. This title I'm about to send you. And this is probably the worst title. This is even worse than the Worldwide Wretch 3 title.
No. You can't. I will not believe it until I see it.
Are you sure you want to go with that?
Wait.
I will say, Nate, do you know which one I'm talking about? It's like the 7th title. Do you know which one that is?
Hang on. I'll remember it when I read it.
I'm gonna... Here, I'll send it to you. I'll just send you the title. Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah.
Okay, here we go, Gio. This is like the title for the 7th film we have planned.
Don't even understand.
Are you seeing this, Gio?
Crying.
Okay.
Winter with the winterwebs.
This is just blatantly stupid. I feel like 3-year-old, 3 ride, 3 wretch is like it strives so far and yet it falls so flat on its face. This is just dumb. On all accounts.
Like, he's not even trying to be anything. It's awful.
Okay,
God.
while we're talking about this, I'm gonna go through the titles that I'm gonna tell. Actually, let me tell Gabe we're discussing Worldwide Wretch 2.
He's gonna log right on. He's gonna go, hey guys, sorry I'm late.
I'll say we're discussing the Worldwide Wretch sequel. So you should be here, son. Son. Gotta call him son.
You win all these
wow.
sun figures.
I like son.
Yes.
Okay, so
I started
You're gonna find
calling
some
people at my work son. I just realized.
you really should just be calling him Gary.
Well, no, I call Gary Gary.
Okay, so the 4th film, if we get to 4, will be called Worldwide Wretch Saga: The Final Chapter.
Saga?
Yeah. And then the 5th film will be called WWWWW Worldwide Wretch Saga.
It's like 8 W's or something.
5 W's, because it's the 5th film.
Yeah.
And then the 6th one, what do you think the 6th one's gonna be called, Gio? Do you have any guess?
2W World, 2W Wide, 2W Wretch.
No. It's Worldwide Wretch 6.
I was gonna guess that, but I didn't.
Okay, the next one's called www.com. Then you have the interwebs one. Then the next one is www.ix, Roman numeral 9.
You just read it.
Then we have The Worldwide Wretch is the 10th film we have lined up.
Ah, so is this like a soft reboot because we're too many numbers in?
No, because the next film's called Worldwide Wretch 11, but it's written out
11
like
is written
11, the word, yeah. This one, okay, Worldwide Wretch Saga. We're back to calling it the Worldwide Wretch Saga. After many films not calling it the Worldwide Wretch Saga. So it's called Worldwide Wretch Saga. Penultimate Wretch Upon This Earth is what the 12th film is called. Oh, I forgot about this one. Curse of the Memes, the newest in the Worldwide Wretch Saga. Then the next one is called The Hackmaster.
And this isn't a spin-off, this is just the next one.
This is just the next Worldwide Wretch.
Next one. Oh, the 18th one, Luke. The 18th one.
We'll get to so then the next one is called WWW times 5 equals 15.
It's just an equation.
It's not even a correct equation.
WQ
Anyway.
times 5 equals 15.
Hey guys!
Yeah,
I'm like about to crash. Like,
But
I'm
you have to-
really tired.
you have to hear some more of these. Okay.
I think we might actually
Worldwide-
kill them if we read all of the actual.
Worldwide Wretch faces off against the world is what the next one's called. What do you think the next one's called, Gio? I'll tell you. It's called It Looks Like the Worldwide Wretch Has Won.
These aren't actual titles, these are just straight up statements of what happens in the movie.
So the next one, the 18th one.
Okay, this was
is
just a
18
worse version of the third one.
18 world, 18 wide, 18 red.
Why?
Okay, this is where it like gets horrible. Worldwide Wretch Saga, Chapter 19, Part 1. Then the next one is Worldwide Wretch Saga, Chapter 19, Part 2. So what do you think the next film is called?
Final Fantasy 11 Worldwide
Well.
Wretch.
It's called Worldwide Wretch 20, even though it's the 21st film in the Worldwide Wretch Saga. Jen?
How many of these do you have?
Like,
We'll get through a few more. We'll get through a
55
few more.
more.
Don't worry about it. So we have the Worldwide Wretch story, Return of the Memes. We have